Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I was just checking the sound quality before I started to speak. But hi, hello, bonjour, hola, dzień dobry, jumbo. Yeah, I did know some more. I can't think of any more. You all right? What's up? Yeah, hi. Hello, welcome to the Thursday live stream. I hope all is good. I hope all is well. So, welcome. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday evening. So, how do you start these things? If I was professional, I'd go into some kind of professional speech about non-duality, but I'm not professional. So, hi. So I'll just start and say that I do this stream every Thursday at 6:00 p.m. and that's UK time. And I tend to do about an hour, maybe less, maybe more, depending upon what happens. If you'd like to ask questions during the live stream, you have to first of all friend me on Skype. My Skype is Rebekah Maroon, very simple. And then you can either write questions to me during the stream, or you can write them before, or you can call in during the stream and speak. You can express your whatever you want to express, really, about non-duality. You can express it during the stream through Skype. So, but firstly, I like to just speak first, introduce the subject, and then I open Skype for any calls or messages. So that's that. That's the way it works. Yeah. So the talk today has been titled Not To. Not to. Not to. Yeah. I tried to briefly argue with it and say, no, I want a more complicated title, a more complex title, but it just wasn't having it. Not To was the title. And so there was a submitting and a surrendering to that. And so that's what it's called. Not to. Beautiful. So not to, I'm sure you've heard of that before. It's an interpretation of the word non-duality, not to, not dual. So therefore not to. And so what it speaks of is that this, whatever this is, this appearance, this seeming experience, this movement, this whatever you want to call this, whatever it is, this mystery is undivided. It isn't cut up into separate parts. It's not two. It's not someone separate living a separate experience from this. There is this, and this idea of someone separate living it is an illusion, is not true. And that is really profound to point out, that this isn't a divided experience of two objects, life and then the liver of life. That isn't true. That's only the way it appears when that dream of liver, that dream of a liver is operating. So that dream of you, the dream of me, being something separate. And that sense of being something separate, it just seems to happen, and it's like it's unspoken of it in a way. I mean, it isn't, but it is, like it's unspoken. It's just assumed to be the way it is, that you are someone in there, and there are other someones in the bodies. And it's just taken on. It's taken on to be truth. You really can't blame anyone for it. We're so keen to blame our parents, society, education. Oh, oh God! Yeah, I just saw that in the background go. It's something's okay. Nope, it's going to move again. Let me just try and jiggle it a bit. Okay. We're good. We're good. Okay. So that isn't true, that you are someone, there is someone, and it's just a part of this experience of being human, that seems to happen. This identification as a dream, as a character, as a person begins to happen. But it's so uncomfortable, and it's so dissatisfying, that that way of being. It's so uncomfortable. It's just so not right. Something feels so not right about it. Like it's not right. It's not just known in some way. It's not right. And then with that, comes this seeking to find what's right, to find what's wrong, to correct it, to find what's missing, to take that thorn out. Yeah, it's just known beyond knowing. You don't consciously know it in thought, intellect, but it's known something's not right. Something isn't right with this. This isn't the way it's supposed to feel or be. And so this seeking is there trying to rectify and remedy this seeming mistake or this seeming problem. And then there are all these different avenues and paths and stories about what is wrong and what could be the solution to that feeling of uncomfortability, of agitation, of seeking. All these different things that are offered or discovered as maybe the possibility to be the answer to that. And non-duality is one of the things that discovered or come across. I can't speak. One of the things that come across now. One of the things that are come across doesn't sound right. Come across. Yeah, you know what I mean. Discovered or enters the experience, whether it be through a book, through a video, through whatever, a friend suggesting it, whatever. You hear about not to. You hear described the human condition of suffering and the human condition of seeking to escape that discomfort or that suffering. And it's spoken in a way that's suggesting that you, the seeming person, can understand or you can discover it. So you can be free of that human suffering. Like a hook, you can be free of that. And that's the way it kind of has to happen in a way. Like there has to be that interest in this. There has to be that desire to be even looking into this subject. There must be some attraction to it. That the seeking must be turned towards non-duality. It must touch upon something. So then we're speaking about something that is longed for, that the human longs for, which is peace, which is freedom, which is love. things that you can't purchase with your credit card, or you can't purchase by being a good person, kind person, a holy person. It's unpurchasable. So it's outside of capitalism. It's outside of all the isms. So although the human is uncomfortable and is seeking to get out of that uncomfortability, and it believes it can get out of it, it can find something to remove it. You can find a place of refuge. It can find non-duality, it can find enlightenment, it can find peace, it can find love. The human may believe that. It really isn't true. Nothing the human believes is true. Nothing the human thinks is true. Nothing the human speaks is true. So then what is left? When the beliefs are no longer held on to as truth, when the thoughts are no longer held on to as truth, when the words and the speaking is no longer held on to as truth, what is left? What can be held on to? What ideas can offer you refuge? And this is the radicalness of this message, of this speaking. is that there's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing that is true. Absolutely nothing. And that can be scary for the mind. The mind wants to hold on to ideas and beliefs, stories of right and wrong, stories of teachings and non-teachings. Whereas this is a radical nakedness, a radical losing of everything. It doesn't mean like a black hole or the black universe or something. In one way, it does mean that total emptiness, but yet at the same time, it's also not that. It's also complete fullness, complete everything. So any ideas the mind has about this is not true. It can't be. It could only be an idea, a picture. This is more radical than an idea and a picture. A religion, a belief. It's more radical than that. It's more alive than that. It's more omnipresent than that. Omnipotent, omnipresent, I think is the word. More omnipresent than that. It's not an old teaching from yesteryear in a dusty book. It's actually alive. It's this movement, it's this seeming form which is moving, alive beingness, and yet totally still and empty, like it was never born. And so what is this seeming story of? It's a story of an illusion ending, a dream ending. It's a story of being someone and then not. A story of happening. A story of a happening. That you can say never actually happened, but I'm okay with saying the story seemed to happen. It happened. I have no issue with storytelling, and you can't avoid storytelling. This is a whole story. This aliveness is a story appearing. It's not about being nothing, being no story. Stories are a part of this. It's the way we communicate. It's the way that the mind operates in stories, in thoughts, in language, in words. But the radical awakening is that none of that is true. None of the stories, the words, the language is true. Doesn't mean they don't happen. Doesn't mean you live in a box. You never speak again. It means you totally speak, you totally play, you totally speak stories. What else is there? But it's no longer true. It's no longer the way it is. It's just the way it seems to appear. So, not to means that this is it. This is the fulfillment that has been sought for, sought for. This is it. This is wholeness. This is all that's been longed for. Doesn't mean you don't seek for fire when you're cold or food when you're hungry. But this extra level of seeking, this extra level of dissatisfaction, this extra level of uncomfortableness or dissatisfaction, this seeking for something, this extra level that we're not even fully conscious of most of the time. Like, it's unconscious. So much is unconscious. It's crazy. Crazy. It's so beautiful. So friggin' beautiful. The crumbling of that. Denial, or the crumbling of that mental expedition. It just breaks my heart, the beauty of this. It just breaks my heart. My heart just feels like it's gonna explode and also collapse and break. Crack. The cartoon kind of crack in the heart, but also just explode as well, which is a funny thing to say. Like, it's a funny thing to say that, yeah. It's a funny thing to be in love with. But what else is there? What else is there? To fall in love with a temporary form or a temporary experience. Why not fall in love with everything and not a thing? Falling in love with this dream story home. This dream story of collapsing. This illusion of someone. This illusion of a person, of autonomy. Okay, so if you would like to speak, then you can. You can. Hey, you can. I'm gonna put myself on to Skype, and then you can message or call. So please do call if you feel to speak. Okay, so I don't think there's any one who wants to speak. That's something else. Okay. Okay. I'll just go offline on today. I felt a bit of sadness came up. I'm okay as well, but sadness came for a little bit. Yeah, just a bit of sadness came that nobody wants to talk about this. That is so beautiful. There's no interest in it. It's like, wow, it's so beautiful. But it's totally okay as well. Like, it's totally okay as well. Okay, thank you for joining. I'm back next Thursday, I presume. Who knows? Have a good week. Lots of love. Bye.